Alright, today we're gonna be doing something a little different from gameplay. We're actually gonna be going on to the DK artist mode. And I wanted to do this because I feel like making some incredible creations here. And you know, I actually asked the community for some suggestions. So I'm gonna see how hard it is to actually make things. If it's really easy, I don't know. We're just gonna see how much we can make, and we're gonna try to create some masterpieces here. All right, you're gonna like this. I got the mouse. Huh? Okay, they're just putting me right into it. Okay, there's plenty of options here. Can I change my character? Oh wow, there's a lot. Okay, hold up. Change the model, please. Goodbye, Donkey Kong. Bro, he got cut by the Thanos snap. What? Okay, a banana? No. Bro, I'm not gonna do anything with this. Give me something a little more simple. I just want like a spear. Okay, well this kind of works for the first thing I want to do actually. You know, I feel like to start off with something simple, I want to do a Goomba from Mario. You know, they're just basically these things that are have like 3 segments. You know, head, body, legs. Not really legs, just feet. And you know, this kind of already looks like that. If you turn it from the side, there you go. That's basically the Goomba's head. Okay, if I do add, I can just add a little. Oh, okay. Well, you kind of have a little bump on top of your head. Don't worry about that. Smoothen it out, please. All right, there we go. We got the top of our head. And let's see. How are we gonna do this? Well, first we have to actually paint it. How many options are there? Okay, there's a good amount of options. At first I was like, oh, there's not many. This is gonna be terrible, but let's see. Well, it's already brown. I actually don't need to change that. Wait, what is this? Actually, this is more of a Goomba type of brown, right? Okay, but we're gonna need to get rid of this thing, cause like the Goombas don't have this little part sticking out of them. I mean, maybe it's like a. Hold up, maybe we can actually go around it, you know. This could be like the Goomba bone, you know, and then there's a body around it. I can grab it if I want. Alright, there's some intriguing options here, but there's no way to do this any faster. So, I guess we're just gonna have to do it at this speed, sure. I guess we'll time-lapse it until it's done. Well, I mean, it doesn't look great so far, but you know what? It took a lot of effort just to make this little clump, alright? I guess I need to smooth it out even more, but I mean, I've tried. Alright, I think that's as good as we're gonna get. I mean, I tried to smooth it out a little, you know, as much as I possibly could, but you know, I feel like this is the best we're gonna work with here. So now we might as well just move on to the feet, you know? Just forget about everything else and just build this out. Ooh, hold up. That looks like a good foot. There you go. Oh my goodness. All I need to do is that, and we're already doing it. It's interesting. This 3D program comes with a learning experience. You know, you gotta actually learn how this thing works, and then you'll be able to use it to your advantage. Okay, here's what we do. We carve out everything that's close to the head, because it's like, you know, it's a pretty rounded body, so we just gotta do a little bit of this, and then it's gonna look even better, because it's gonna be like, you know, it's gonna like transition to the head a little more accurately to how the actual Goomba does. So, you know, after you carve it out like this, and then you smooth it out, like, see, we're already seeing improvement. Is that how it looks when it's smoothed out? Why does it do that? Why does it do like ripples? Okay, whatever. Let's just ignore that, and I think we just need to add some facial features and do a little bit of coloring, and then that's really gonna be it, right? Alright, I think the body is colored like something like this, right? So if I go here, oh, you know what? That kind of looks like the sprite, actually. That's a little more yellow than I expected, but I feel like it could work. Dude, oh my god, this is so hard to control, man. I can barely get into the place I want to. But you know what? It's the thing about being an artist is to learn how the art program works, all right? And once you do, you'll be unstoppable, right? So, you know, it's just like if I was gonna learn Blender, right? This is probably a lot easier than that still, so, you know, I might as well take what I can get. Alright, things are looking. Whoa, stop. Things are looking a little better now. See, you can see the shape, you can see the idea. And, you know, I think really what's gonna sell you on the idea of this is to actually get the facial features here. So, you know, let's actually do that. We gotta go in real deep so that we can actually do this precisely. And, let's see. Alright, I think I did it. I think after a long 20 minutes of work, I have finally completed my masterpiece. Let's see, let's get ready for the grand reveal. Hold up, how do I do it? Okay, ZL. There you go! This is my masterpiece right here. Doesn't it look nice? This is a real bona fide Goomba. Okay, hold up, I need some effects here. How do I do it? Oh, yes. Ooh, okay, see, we did one. Alright, it was gonna be the simplest one, and it already took way too long, but oh my god, this is incredible. Alright, so we did one, and it seemed like a pretty resounding success to me, so I think we're just gonna go do another one and see how good that is. You know what, they gave me this fractone as a base right away when I logged back into this, so I feel like that actually gives me some inspiration for another one of these creations I wanted to make, which is an Among Us crewmate. I mean, come on. That seems like a simple thing I could make easily here, right? It shouldn't be too hard. Here's what we do. We smoothen everything out. There we go. That's our first plan of action. You know, because these crewmates, they're perfectly cylindrical, so I feel like what we really need to do here is just make it so that everything is spherical on this fractone. What is a crewmate colored like? Well, it's red, and this is the reddest thing here, so I guess we're gonna paint it like lava, sure. This is what it's gonna look like, okay. Now what's gonna be the front? I think, okay, we're gonna need something on the back to be the backpack, right? And then something on the front to be the visor, and then the little feet below to be the legs of the crewmate. So, I mean, I think it's pretty simple, right? We just add a little bit here. Okay, that's a little more than I expected. But should I keep it like that? I don't know. That looks a little cursed. Well, that looks good. That looks good enough to me. All right, so we got the legs, and we're gonna do the face here. So, all right, let's get this little visor up. And boom! All right, that looks good. See, this is accurate. This is exactly what a crewmate looks like. But we need the backpack now. Alright, I feel like I'm getting the hang of things already. Like, come on, this is incredible. I already got the backpack up here. Look at that. Look at that. But you know what I like? I like outlines around my things. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of black paint around this to see if that looks good. Oh yeah. See, Among Us is kind of like this cartoony art style already, so it needs the outlines or it's not accurate. I mean, that kind of works, right? Not really. I mean, the outline doesn't really do much there. But here, I mean, I think this is great. See, this is exactly what we all bought Donkey Kong Bananza for. It was for this moment right here. Where you can make the Among Us crewmate. Okay, so I like this one. It's kind of like, you know, showing off the Among Us crewmate, you know, as like a crewmate. But this one is like, ooh, he's an imposter, you know. It works for both scenarios, these filters. So I guess I'll take one picture here, and then one picture here. Beautiful. Alright, there we go. There's another creation in the bag. This one was not that hard at all. Of course it's not. It's a goddamn crewmate. It's pretty simple, all things considered, but I think we can do more. Let's see how much more we can do here. Okay, this is perfect. Now that I got the Donkey Kong model, I'm gonna do actually a viewer request. I asked people on Twitter what they wanted me to sculpt in DK Artist, And at DogPond4 said Funky Kong, of course, you know. What a surprise that this guy with this profile picture would ask this. But, you know, this is a great idea, because we already got the model here for DK. And Funky is basically, you know, the same thing, but with different colors. So I feel like this should be pretty simple. Alright, so if we're gonna do Funky, we need at least 2 things, which is the bandana and the sunglasses. So first things first, we remove the hair from Donkey Kong, because, yeah, Funky doesn't even have hair. You know, you notice that? He's got a bandana over it. Why would he need hair? So just get rid of this, because we're gonna be putting something else over it. And, okay. You look like you've seen better days, Donkey Kong. Alright, so we made his head real smooth, which is pretty good. But, you know, the hard part about the bandana is it has those 2 little things sticking out of it, so we're gonna need to try to see if we can actually sculpt something like that. I think we're gonna need to zoom in a little bit, because it might be hard, and it might be a little tiny. Okay, that's not... Okay, that's a, that's a little too much. Watch out, Donkey Kong, you got something sticking out of you. Alright, right now it's kind of small, and it kind of looks like a do-rag, and it kind of looks like he has Shrek ears. But, you know, just trust the process, and we're gonna get through this, alright? We need a little bit of paint here to be the spots. Oh, there you go. This is what we're talking about right here. Alright, this is what we needed to see to actually believe in this thing. There you go, that looks good, right? These spots might be a little too big now that I'm thinking about it, but I didn't realize that in the moment, so, you know, we're just gonna keep him like that. That's accurate. So now let's color in the rest of him. His fur is kind of like already this color, right? I think it's just, you know, his face that's a little bit brighter. So if we can find something that actually works well here, that could be nice. Alright, so I've colored in the face a bit. It looks pretty accurate to what we're gonna expect out of a Funky Kong. But there's clearly some important details that still need to be added, like his goddamn sunglasses. Boom! There you go! I got his shades on. Is this what we're gonna go with? Cause like this looks incredible. This is the best looking monkey I've ever seen in my life. Oh my god. Alright, so I added some handles to his shades, of course. They gotta stand up somewhere. And I also tried to add a little bit of a mouth here so that, you know, he actually has a smile. I don't know if it looks that good, but, you know, I tried to smooth it out a bit with a little bit of paint, so, yeah, this, I think I'm good to call this my Funky Kong. Boom! There we go. So there we go, that's Funky Kong. I mean, it was pretty simple, all things considered. You know, you just add the shades and the bandana to the base DK model, make the colors a little different, and then boom, you got yourself Funky. You know, I feel like I kind of wanted to have his teeth open, because, you know, they're always smiling. Every render of Funky Kong, he always has his white chompers out, you know, doing a big smile. And I kind of wanted to do something like that here, but like it's so goddamn hard to do anything here. I didn't want to completely mess with the face model just so he could have his teeth open, you know. I hope you're happy with that, DogPond4. You know, I really tried my hardest, but you know, my commissions are open. If you want to commission me in DK Artist, you know, just $10 and I'll make a sculpture for you whenever you want. This is a joke. I'm not actually opening commissions in DK Artist, alright? Maybe when I get a little better I will, but for now, I don't think I'm that good. But at least, you know, we can still make a few masterpieces here and there. Alright, I'll do it for the channel, but we'll see about that. So let's just move on to something else. Alright, I think I can use the apple as the base for this next creation, which is another request by @Huddlefish, I guess, who says Pyoro perchance. And I'm like, yes, actually, that sounds incredible. First of all, it's a simple design, so it shouldn't be too hard to make. And also, you know, we gotta respect our fallen leaker, Pyoro. Remember him? You know, everyone was always on about his leaks and, you know, how accurate he was in the field, that Nintendo took him out back and shot him. And, you know, we gotta pay our respects in some way. Man, you know, it's not easy to make just a perfect spear here. It's really... It's really proven to be a challenge, but I feel like that's as good as we're gonna get so far. Just smooth this out a little. Now let's paint this thing, because we already know what the color is gonna be. Since this is a red bird, it's gotta be the same red color. So it's gonna look like an apple, kinda, but not really. Now Pyoro has a few things that make him different from just a regular sphere, which is some eyes, a beak, a few wings, and a few feet. So this is gonna be a little more challenging than usual, you know, just making a Goomba with 2 feet, and that's it, but it should be pretty simple either way, so I feel like maybe we should just start with the feet. They're pretty small, so I think we should just zoom in, and then grab it, and then just carve, and then just add a little bit here. Alright, we got 2 little legs now. I think this is gonna be excellent. So now we just make the little toes, and then we should be good here. Alright, I think we're good here. I completed the feat of Pyoro, so there we go. Doesn't that look nice? I mean, the toes are a little long, a little discombobulated, especially on the left, but don't worry about it, you know. As soon as we get the whole picture here, it's gonna look good, alright? He looks a little tubby right now, but you know, he just kind of looks like that in general, so just don't worry about it, alright? We'll figure it out. So next, I think we should just do his eyes, because I think they kind of bulge out a little. When you see like the 3D model, like in WarioWare Get It Together, it bulges out a little, so... Alright, looking good, looking good. See, there you go. There's some good old-fashioned eyes for you. I think they might be bulging out a little bit too much, but you know, it looks good. It looks cartoonish. I think we just need the beak, and then it'll look good. Trust me. After we add this beak, then everything will fit into place. All right. Let's do the beak now. This is gonna be like the hardest part, because like this beak has a weird looking shape. You know, it's a beak, right? Every beak, it's kind of like a weird shape, but it might be a little hard to make that shape in this thing. Alright, I think we're doing pretty good here. I made the top half of the beak by just, you know, adding a little bit of rock, and I think it's actually been turning out a lot better than I expected. So I think we just do the bottom half here and then color it in, and then we should be good to go on this beak. Alright, we got the bottom half here. It's kind of looking a little duckish, but you know what? He kind of just looks like that in general, so I think we just color this in, and then okay, you look like you hate your life right now currently, and you know what? I kind of don't blame you, Pyoro. This is probably what you look like in jail right now, but yeah, they're pouring lava on him in jail. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo's doing that to him. But just don't worry, we'll make your beak the right color. This is a good color, right? Gold. Ooh. Okay, this should be good. Alright, I decided to give him this nice golden color because, you know, he was probably making a lot of money off of those leaks. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Pyoro is goddamn loaded. Like, how did he even get into those leaks anyways? He must have been an employee at Nintendo, you know, and they probably pay well, so... Oh wait, I almost forgot. I mean, I don't know how I could have forgotten this, but like, the lower half of him is all white, so that's why this doesn't really look like the Pyoro I know and love right now. So I guess we're just gonna have to do that, because this seems like a pretty crucial detail that I somehow missed, so... Alright, now this is more accurate to what we're looking for here, but it also made me realize that I actually painted the feet white, And it's not supposed to be the same color as his body, so I'm gonna have to change that too. Don't mind me, just painting this another color. Not gold. Wait. It could be gold. I mean, on what I'm seeing, the feet are painted blue, but I feel like it would make more sense if the feet were actually painted like his beak, right? So maybe I'll just have to take some artistic liberties here, because I kind of like how this looks more right now. I mean, I would be more accurate to how he actually looks, but I don't know, man. I kind of really like how the golden feet look. This looks literally supernatural. And by that, I mean, it looks very natural, you know, not like supernatural, you know what I mean? But we're clearly missing one thing, which are the wings, so, I mean, this shouldn't be too bad, you know, we just add a little bit here, and then, it's gonna be pretty wing-shaped, so... Okay, we've got one wing-looking thing here. I mean, it kind of looks like just a little piece sticking out of him. But I don't really know how much better we're gonna get than that, so let's just do the same exact thing over here. Alright, well, I feel like my second wing wasn't as good as my first wing. But you know what? I feel like I'm just gonna call it there, because I think this is all that Pyoro has going for him. He might have a tail or something. I can't really see on this reference image, but I mean, I'm just gonna say he has no tail, and he just has this. Because this looks pretty good already. Hold up. Let me get this into place. Put it into place, and there we go. Alright, this is what we're looking for. What's a good filter for this? This is how Nintendo envisions Pyoro. Really? This is what Nintendo sees when they see Pyoro. That's why they locked him in jail. You know? I mean, yeah, that's about it for this. This definitely feels like it was kind of like the hardest one. You know, I first had to make the shape of the spear, and then give him legs, give him eyes, give him a big beak, give him some wings, and then really that's about it. So it doesn't seem like it was that hard, but you know, in this thing, in this mode, that I'm not really that good at, it was kind of a hassle. But I'm actually really proud of what I'm done here. Like, this is really cool looking for, like, I guess a beginner sculpture, you know? You know, really what I paid $70 for was to use this program right here. I mean, who cares about the entire other half of the game, you know, where you're playing as Donkey Kong smashing things or whatever. This is what we really came here to see. This beautiful, beautiful art made by yours truly. I'm pretty proud of it, you know. I feel like if Pyoro were alive, he would actually respect this piece of art. Alright, so I think that's where I'm gonna end things off. I mean, I'm gonna save it so that I don't ever lose it, you know? I mean, I can only load one thing, which is really weird. Why can't I save it into a menu and then give it a name and then save, like, you know, maybe like 8 sculptures or whatever? Like, no, you can't even do that. Like, why give us the mode? Whatever, man. But anyways, I think I'm gonna end things off here. I mean, I did 4 sculptures, you know. I feel like that's good enough, right? That was already a long time just to do 4 sculptures in this game. I did 2 of my own ideas for creations, and then I did 2 from the community. And, you know, this mode is a lot of fun to actually, you know, just make whatever wacky creations you want to make, you know. They don't really have to look good, but they give you some tools. Not enough tools, honestly. I feel like there could be more options here. Maybe more ways to change the model around that isn't just the left stick, because it's kind of weird to do this. I mean, I know you can grab it, but just turning the model around is like a little finicky, but whatever. So yeah, if this was a good video and you guys actually want to see more of this, then what I'm gonna say is for you to leave your ideas in the comments below for what you want me to sculpt in DK Artist. And if this video is popular enough, then I guess, you know, I could do another one of these using your ideas from the comments. And you know, we'll see how good those look in this thing. Please be simple, because it's not really that easy to make things here. And I don't want to spend like 50 million years making Sans Undertale or whatever, even if that would be hilarious. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this incredible process. You know, it's not every day you get to see a modern Da Vinci sharing his creations. Who was the one that makes sculptures? Was that Raphael? Donatello, I don't know, one of the Ninja Turtles was the one who made sculptures, and whichever one that was, it's me. So, yeah, I'm just gonna say it, I'm a modern day Da Vinci, and see you next time.